Alright, so welcome back to Astroboden. In this series we're making our own direct drive mount from scraps, almost, anyway, or scrap parts. Doesn't matter how new they are here. So, last time I had this little box with all the control units in it. Yeah, it's a dusty relic now. Contains some electronics like a perf board with soldering components that might have been too hot for their own good at some point. Yes. Get them back inside, nothing wrong with this stuff. Anyway, so what I did was I made the whole drive circuit, everything myself, and even though it worked, okay. Excuse me. I found a little half bridge driver, another circuitry that I want to try out. So I made my own little PCB boards for the drivers. Also made a little control board with a controller. Yeah, so also got myself a 3D printer. It's far too late if you ask me. And I 3D printed everything that you can and shouldn't. And well, among other things, it is enclosures so that you can stick in your homemade PCBs. That maybe not the best idea I had, really, or solution, but it's a start. Yeah. So we started to make stuff for them out in the 3D printer. That's it. Wasn't it lovely? Really, it was a very long and dark, sadly not dark in the right way, autumn and winter, so we couldn't really be outside doing any astronomy anyway, so that's good, because I could be inside, yeah? Sadly, if you can't be outside and test your solutions, you can't iterate, and that being an important part of the process, so really, yeah, but anyway, we're just going to skip through the whole thing, and it might be a bit longer episode, well, I guess it's normal now because they've all been very long. Might cut them down later on as a better mouthfuls and index them or something, but right now, just bear with me. I can skip through if you're not interested parts. Anyway, so that's it. So let's just whiz back in time and take a look at how things developed. Alright, so using the process of arming my BLDC drive board here for the declination mirror. Just got the light ascension done and it works fine. So got a little new drive circuit that I'm testing. On my old one I had my own home build one. Worked fine, but this is the whole dead time thing is a little bit more tuned in on it. So I guess I'll try that out. But otherwise I'll just use the other one. So I got the boards are factory made. Got it produced in about a week's time. I had it delivered. So trying them out. It's quite nice. Yeah. So if this works out fine, I might not be doing too much of the all acid etching process. Yeah, it's getting a bit old. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. Alright, so I'll set up here, test the mount here for the first time, actually, pretty much, its current state. It's windy, typically enough, but it's the first clear night in, I don't know, it feels like months, really. Yeah, so, yeah, really sensitive to wind, so I had to build up this tarp, take the tarp and the tarp posts from Astroboden. Yeah, shoot, it's great. So, that's it. It's also getting cloudy right now, but it's supposed to blow over. I'm just going to cover this up and leave it over here and hope that later this evening or maybe early tomorrow morning it's going to be clear and I can test it. Hopefully less wind as well. So, alright, so that's it. Thank you. Bring you with us and take a look at what we got here. Okay, so what we have here is then the LucidMounts. Yeah, right here. So right now
it's very asymmetrical and poorly designed, with like a big control box. Top should be like centered in there somewhere, but yeah, it's what we got. Yeah, we'll change that if we ever move on from this point. So besides that, we have our ho, Merry Christmas to you all. So it's Christmas Day. I was out yesterday and it did not go too well. Found a few things, software that I need to change, so we'll update, we'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna find any target on the north, west, east, somewhere where I can see it. Do have the garage in the way here, so we'll see, and see if there's any improvement. Guiding wasn't amazing, calibration wasn't amazing, yeah, so we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, yeah, just gonna do maybe 2-minute subs to see where we end up. Did actually get quite decent pictures of stars. Yeah, no deep sky. There's like a, I don't know, 75% illuminated moon, so it's really out the window anyway. So that's it. See what it kind of turns out. As soon as it gets dark enough, find some kind of target to look at, we'll get going, start calibrating and shooting. We're also gonna bring in the horses here, so it's gonna be a bit of light and rumble around here anyway, so I'm not gonna start just yet. Okay, so I have started to disassemble this first version of the LucidMount. I'm just taking this shot to illustrate one of the issues here. I have been, well, kind of aware of, but disregarded for other issues, and it's the very obvious imbalance that you have here. So this is just up the axis here, and then you have the big control box. It's not only from the axis line, it's also like off center the right ascension rotational axis, so it's very off centered and poorly balanced. So we're trying to do something about this. All right, so yeah, we are going to make up the design for our new version of the LucidMount. So I'm going to make the main frame out of a V-slot aluminium profile, such as this one. It's 20 by 40 millimeters, and it's going to be about 500 millimeters long, roughly. Gonna drill holes here for the motor brackets. Yeah, so in the end it's gonna look something like this. Yeah, try to make you seasick. There you go. So here is the right ascension bracket, and then of course here's the declination bracket. Yeah. And this part, this block here, that block then, that is part of the hoverboard frame, so I need to make them myself. So what I'm doing is that I'm basically printing 100% infill PLA plastic, and it works quite well. Yeah, so let's make that, print it, use it. Brilliant. Also, I'm making a bracket for the USB hub, so I'm gonna mount it on top of the head of the screws there, which also serves like a protection from them snagging into things. So looking like this. Yeah, and then, well, of course these holes then match the holes on the on the frame right there. Yeah. So some 3D modeling. Let's look at how it looks. Yeah. All right. So this is part of an upgrade that I've done to the mount by introducing some of the V slot aluminium profiles. Makes it a little bit more, well, easy to build, more adaptable, etc. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring you in a bit closer here. So still using the dumbbell weights as it is, but you have here 3 aluminium profiles, and so this middle one is attached to the dovetail clamp here, these screws, and the 2 other profiles are attached to screws that comes from inside the motor. Yeah, and then the 2 motor brackets are attached by screws to this 20 by 40 profile, and we also have the counterweights attached to the profile by a little screw here, so I can just undo that and slide these up and down. And we can also adjust the weights by sticking on some new weights on. Yeah, so he's gonna have to figure out a good way to attach the electronics here. Like before, it was horribly situated, like here, in how it was mounted before. So I'm gonna try to mount the electronics right here somewhere. See how that goes. Yeah, I've also besides making the mounting points part of this, I've also made some holes into the motor, one on each side on both motors, so that I could possibly have some ventilation, cooling. They are getting quite hot when I'm trying to use some extra full force on it. Actually, they get too hot, can't use that. So hopefully this can help out increasing the power. Yes, and of course I have to do something about the rest, the lower part of the mountain. That's still the lovely wooden structure. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so here we're beginning to assemble second version of the LucidMount. You have the BLDC control boards sitting on the top here. You can make out the right ascension board underneath and declination on top. You have the control board right here on the side. And you have a Raspberry Pi right there. You have a USB hub sitting there, just velcroed on. That will be secured more properly later. The button and the power input there, that also needs to come on. Probably gonna sit on a rail, sliding thing right there somewhere. The remote control input sits temporarily right there. And the guide port is just hanging loose right there right now. Probably going to make some securement to the side there somewhere for now. Whenever we get a chance to case this in some enclosure, all the ports and diodes and all that's going to end up on the outside. But yeah, for now, well, testing. So yeah, a little jerky right now. So there, that's it. Okay, so here is the direct dry mount of my own design. Kind of like this new frame base structure, T-slot aluminum profiles. Basically, it's like in size by 2x4s. But got those nice little tracks with T-nuts to go in, slide everything. Do a rough polar alignment by doing like an altitude setting, and then I use a little Allen key I got fit in here to loosen the screw there, and then I have some spacing to adjust it for. It's a little bit on the wooden design. I might have shown before. It had a very long thing coming out here with a big ass counterweight on, so it was pretty much balanced and made it easier to polar align by loosening it and then fine tuning. This is a bit trickier since everything's pivoting around this point, and then you're supported by the other nuts, but it works. It worked a lot better than I thought. So we got the polar scope right here. Got some wrapping around it to absorb some light to illuminate the dial inside for the polar alignment. So that's it. Yep, gonna pack up. Here's did my flats, so gonna see if there's anything useful in that. I mean, the moon is not making anything really useful, but I'm gonna see if it did any good at all. We just have to get it back on the drawing board. So, may the dark side be with us. Good night. Right, so we have imaged something. I don't know what really. Aim for the Rosette nebula, but I wouldn't keep my hopes too high. Don't know where I ended up at. Yeah, it's a little bit faint for it. I don't really have a go-to on this just yet, so we will see. Guiding was as it been, well, the last few days. It's mediocre, and then you have a few spikes every 15 minutes, 16 minutes or so, which takes about half a minute to a minute to recover from, and then it's back to the guiding rate that it's got. But yeah, I mean, I did like the Pleiades. That looks alright. We'll see what this looks like. Yeah. So, as you might see here, got some covers on it, and sadly, I must say that it does affect the Wi-Fi on it. I can't actually reach it properly with the Wi-Fi from inside the garage over there. Yeah, just barely. So if I use my phone as a hotspot, then it works a little bit better, but at the other edge of the garage it's a bit just barely just then. So I think I need to get a little Wi-Fi extender or something, like an external USB Wi-Fi attachment or something to extend it, if I may find one. So we'll see. But it's a lot nicer with a little bit of covers on it, isn't it? I've got my power button right here. Got my guide port sitting there. Have a little Velcro attachment for my remote, so it doesn't have to drag that along the mount. Yeah, but still missing two sides. I'll get them on here at some point. But that's it. Gonna take this shit inside and maybe look a little bit at some data if we got any. That might call it. Yeah. So, may the dark side be with you guys.